The Woman at the Station. Extended horror story. It was long past midnight when I found myself waiting for the last train home. The station was nearly empty, hollow in its silence, except for the faint hum of the fluorescent lights above. Their sickly glow painted everything in a pale, unnatural shade, as if the world had been drained of life the moment I stepped onto that platform. I had been traveling for hours that day, and exhaustion weighed heavily on me. My eyelids stung, and the cold metal bench I sat on offered no comfort. I remember telling myself that I must have been too tired, because what I was about to see couldn't have been real. It couldn't have been. At first, it was just a shape at the far end of the platform, a woman, standing perfectly still, her body silhouetted against the mouth of the dark tunnel. She was too far away for me to make out details, but something about her presence felt wrong. She wasn't waiting like normal passengers do, shifting from foot to foot, checking the clock or glancing at her phone. No, she was frozen, transfixed, staring into the black void as if she was expecting something, or someone, to come for her. I tried to ignore her, told myself not to be ridiculous. After all, people wait for trains every day. But the longer I watched, the stranger it seemed. Her clothes, they looked old, outdated, the kind of style you'd see in photographs from decades ago. Her dress hung loosely, her hair tied back in a way I couldn't quite place, but it was enough to make me uneasy. I finally stood up, more to shake off the creeping anxiety than anything else. My footsteps echoed across the empty platform as I approached her. "Excuse me, ma'am," I called, keeping my voice gentle. "Is everything all right?" She didn't move, didn't even flinch. I took another step closer, and that's when I heard it. Her voice. It was faint, so faint I almost thought it was the wind. Why did it happen? My skin prickled and I froze where I stood. "Sorry," I asked, my voice breaking in the silence. "What did you say?" Nothing. She didn't answer again. She just stood there, staring, as if the question hadn't been meant for me at all. Then, suddenly, the speakers above crackled to life. "Your attention, please. Train number 6694 is arriving on platform 4. Train 6694 arriving now." The announcement startled me, its mechanical voice cutting through the heavy air. I glanced toward the tunnel, then back at her, just in time to see her take a step forward. She was right at the edge now, toes nearly dangling over the tracks. "Wait," I shouted, rushing toward her. "Please, step back." She didn't move. She didn't even look at me. The tunnel rumbled and a low vibration spread through the concrete under my feet as the headlights appeared. Two blinding beams tearing out of the darkness, bearing down on us with impossible speed. I ran harder, heart hammering, arm outstretched. "No! Don't do this!" And then, she was gone. Not struck, not pushed, just gone. 1 second she was there, inches from death, and the next she had vanished into thin air. The train roared past me, brakes screeching as it pulled into the station, its cars rattling and clattering with deafening force. When it finally came to a halt, I was alone. Completely, utterly alone. The platform was empty. No sign of her, no sound, no scream, no trace that she had ever been standing there at all. I staggered back, breath shallow, my mind scrambling for an explanation. Maybe I had imagined her. Maybe exhaustion had played tricks on my eyes. But the chill running down my spine told me otherwise. It wasn't a dream. It wasn't fatigue. I had seen her. I had heard her voice. And that's when I noticed something that made my blood run cold. Pinned against the far wall, near where she had been standing, was a torn piece of fabric, a scrap of that old-fashioned dress caught on a jagged edge of metal. I picked it up with shaking hands. It was real. She was real. But she was gone. I left the station that night with more questions than answers, and I've never looked at late-night train platforms the same way again. Some say the woman is a ghost, someone who lost her life decades ago on those very tracks, doomed to replay her final moments again and again. Others believe she is something else entirely, a shadow of tragedy that lingers where sorrow runs deepest. All I know is this: when you find yourself alone at a station, long after midnight, and the speakers announce the arrival of train 6694, don't look too closely at who's waiting beside you, because some passengers were never meant to leave.